Hi, this is Maria from Crochet A to Z and welcome to the channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, please push that subscribe button, and if you have, thank you. I want to thank everyone for being here today. Happy Thursday, everyone. And today we're going on to block number 16, and boy do I love this block too. It's a great block. This is crochet at your own pace Afghan. If you want to make all the blocks and put them together at the end, you can. If you want to pick and choose your blocks and make your own design, you can. Whatever you want to do. But this is a great block. And what it does is you'll be making clusters with this blocks. Clusters. But quite honestly, see, there's a lot of texture to it, and it almost looks like popcorn. And it's really pretty. I'm using an anti-pilling yarn, and with this Afghan, I am using an eye hook for the Afghan squares itself and the sides when we finish off the sides. And I'm going to show you just how easy this block is to make. Beginners to advanced. I want to also mention, when you hold this, you can see how it pops, but it's just so nice. It's a nice textured stitch, and it's also a really nice fall and winter blanket. So let's get started, and I'm using a green for the sake of this tutorial, and I am using an anti-pilling yarn as well to now make our slip knot. Now, I want to mention this is beginners to advanced. If you've never crocheted before, that's fine. If you have crocheted, that's fine. Anyone in between, that's great. So now what we're going to do for this particular block, and again, I am using an eye hook. And it's a 5.50 millimeter. So what we're going to do first is we're going to chain 28. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, and 28. These are your chains. They look like these. This is your working chain, not considered a chain, just your working chain. And at the end is your slip knot. And I want to show you, in case you never crocheted before, that's what your first row looks like. And we are counting this as a row. So now once we do that, and we've made 28, in the first, second chain from the hook, 1, 2, we're going to put a single crochet. So you're going to go into the chain, pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through 2. So now what I want to say is, when you look at this, what you're doing is you're making this first row. And you will end your block with a single crochet row. So we're going to do our single crochets right across. I hope everyone's doing well. I hope you're having a good week thus far. Tomorrow's Friday, and relax and have a nice weekend ahead. So we're going to just go right across. It was a great day today, great weather. I went in my garden. I actually pulled up some stuff in the garden and got my hands into the soil because I had to do some replanting in the house, actually, plants that needed to be done. So I did that today. That was a good day for it. So like I said, we're going to just do single crochets right across. And what you're going to do is you're going to end up with 27 single crochets at the end of this row. This is a pretty Kelly green color. And always remember to get that last stitch right here. And this is what it looks like. And like I said, it's this row here. So now what we're going to do is we're going to chain one. You're going to chain one at the end of every row, but I also want to mention that when you chain one, that chain one counts as nothing. And then you're going to turn your work. In that very first stitch, you're going to put a single crochet. Now, once you put your single crochet, what we are going to do is we're going to go into this next stitch and we're going to make our first cluster. As I said before, to me, they look like little popcorn. Looks like little popcorn kernels. So what we're going to do is in here, we're going to yarn over and go in this next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, and we're going to go through 2. And you're going to have 2 on your hook. You're going to yarn over, go into that, and pull up a loop. You're going to yarn over and just go through 2. You have 3 on your hook. You're going to yarn over, you're going to go in that stitch, you have 5 on your hook, you're going to yarn over, you're going to pull through 2, you now have 4, you're going to yarn over, and you're going to pull through all 4. Now what you're going to do is in this stitch and this stitch, the next 2 stitches, you're going to put a single crochet and a single crochet in the next one. So 2 single crochets next to your first cluster. Now in this next stitch, you're going to yarn over, go in, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, go in there again, pull up a loop, pull through 2, yarn over, go in again, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, 4 on your hook, yarn over, and go through all 4. Now what we're going to do is do 2 single crochets next to that. 1, 2. You're going to make that cluster and then do 2 single crochets. After you do that, you're going to go into this next stitch right here. You're going to yarn over and go in. You're going to pull up a loop. You're going to yarn over. You're going to pull through 2. You're going to yarn over, go in again, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. You're going to yarn over, go in there, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, you have 4 left, yarn over, pull through all 4. And again, we're going to make a single crochet in this next stitch and a single crochet in the stitch next to that. Then we're going to make our cluster again. Like I said, to me, they look like little popcorn kernels. Single crochet, single crochet, popcorn kernel, because you're going to have 1, 2, 3. So it looks like 3 double crochets or 3 half double crochets. So now you're going to do a single crochet in the next chain, a single crochet in the next one, and we're going to do this again. So let's in the next stitch. And I want to show you, I'm going to go slow so you can follow along. You can write it down. You can work with me. If you're visual, I want you to be able to get this. This is for everyone. That's why my tutorials are the way they are, because I want everybody to be able to get this. See your 2 single crochets in between your 2 popcorns or clusters. So now we're going to do a single crochet here and a single crochet in the next stitch. And now we're going to do our cluster. Single crochet in each one of the next 2 stitches. I'm going to do our cluster. Again, I'm visual. I like to go slow. I like you to be able to get this so that you can crochet along with me. Single crochet. Now we're getting to the end. Single crochet. You're going to have 2 stitches left. 1, 2. We're going to make our cluster. And now at the very end, we're going to make a single crochet at the very end. Now, this is what it looks like. And if you put your finger behind those stitches, you can see where they pop out, like these. If you put your finger in there, they pop out. Such a pretty, pretty, pretty pattern. So now what we're going to do is, and we did this row, we did this and this. So now we're going to chain 1, and like I said, the chain 1 counts as nothing. And you're going to turn your work. When you turn your work in this first stitch, you're going to make a single crochet. Then in this cluster above it, above this cluster right here, you're going to make a single crochet. Now this is a 2-row repeat. In the next 2 single crochets, we're going to make a single crochet and a single crochet. In the cluster right above it, we're going to make a single crochet. In the next 2 single crochets, we're going to make a single crochet and a single crochet. I want to show you what that looks like. I can go in closer if you like. Let's go in close so that you can see what we did. Now, if you look at that, like I said, it's a 2-row repeat, but I want to mention you have 3 rows that we've done already, because we did the first row of single crochets, and then we did the second row of our clusters, which looks like popcorn to me, and now we're doing our 3rd row. But I want to mention that this is going to be a 2-row repeat. So it's going to be clusters, single crochet, clusters, single crochet. You're going to make, when you are done, you should have 31 rows. If you want, write it down as you go along, in case you're not able to tell between rows. But I will mention that if you look at the cluster, this is your row 1, this is your row 2, and then your next row is right here. So you could say that there's 2 rows here because it's your cluster and then your single crochets. So I want to mention that as well. But you always want to also make sure you count this row. So now, again, we're going to go right across, and we're going to make a single crochet where the cluster is, a single crochet in each of the single crochets, and we're going to go right across. Single crochet in the single crochets from below, and then a single crochet where the cluster is, or what I call the popcorn. And you're going to make a single crochet. So it's going to be a 2-row repeat of clusters and then single crochet row. And I just want to show you, you can go right above that cluster. And you can tell, see, that's a single crochet there, and then that's one there. And now you're going to go in your cluster and make a single crochet. So always remember that you're going to have a single crochet above your cluster and 2 single crochets on each side of it where the single crochets are. So now we made and then we make another single crochet here, and then here we make a single crochet, and then a single crochet here, and a single crochet here where the 2 single crochets are. We're getting to the end, so we're going to put a single crochet where that cluster is, and then at the end, at the very end, and I want to show you, you're going to put a single crochet at the very end. And you want to make sure you grab, and that's a single crochet. And this is what it looks like. So now this is row 3. So now you're going to make 31 rows. So you're going to chain 1 and you're going to turn your work. In this first stitch where you chained 1, you're going to make a single crochet. Now what you're going to do, and you can tell, this is where your cluster is from below, but then there's a single crochet row above it. In here, you're going to make your next cluster, because don't forget, this is your cluster row. So what you're going to be repeating is you're going to be repeating, and here it is right here, you're going to be repeating this until you get to the very end. So now right here is a single crochet and a single crochet next to that one. And that's what it looks like. So I want you to see. Then once you do that, this is where your cluster is. There's a stitch there. You're going to put a cluster right here. And now you're going to be putting 2 single crochets, one in here and one in here. And then once you do that, I'm going to pull that out. You're going to put your next cluster. And I'm going to pull out just a little bit. Now, single crochet, single crochet. I want you to see how they pop out. And like I said, it's a really, really nice stitch. So now we're going to make another cluster. Two single crochets, single crochet here, and right here you're going to put another cluster. Two single crochets, then we're going to put a cluster in this next one, single crochet in the next 2 stitches, cluster in the next stitch. That's where your cluster would go. These are where your 2 single crochets would go. single crochet, single crochet, cluster, 2 single crochets. So I'm going to put a cluster here. And like I mentioned, 2 single crochets, 1 and 2, cluster right here, and at the very end, your last single crochet, because you have a single crochet in the beginning and at the end of this. Now you're going to chain 1 and you're going to turn your work. That chain 1 counts as nothing, so you're going to put a single crochet right where the chain 1 is. I want to mention this is row 5. Row 5 is all your single crochets. So we put one there in the first stitch, and then we're going to put one above the cluster, and then 2 single crochets next to that where the single crochets are, and then a single crochet where the cluster is, 2 single crochets next to where the cluster is from below, and we're going to go right across and do a single crochet above the cluster, and then 2 single crochets in each of the single crochets next to it, which there are 2. And we're going to do this right across. And this is row 5. Once you're done with row 5, you will repeat this same thing over and over again until you have 31 rows. You will repeat it over and over again. So you will repeat the cluster row and the single crochet row for 31 rows. Or you could say that you're going to repeat row 2 to 5 over and over again until you have 31 rows. So after you do row 5, you're going to do row 6 to 31. You'll have a total of 31 rows. So just remember, and I'm going to show you this. When you look at this, you can look at this, and I'm not going to finish this row. I want to show you. This is your cluster. This is your single crochet row. So think of your single crochet as being attached to your cluster, except for this row here where you have single crochets when you first start. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's why I said we have 5 rows that we're done. So row 1 is a single crochet, 2 and 3 is the cluster and the single crochet, 4 and 5 is going to be your cluster and then that single crochet row. So you could think of this, and I'll show you what I mean here, is when you count your rows, you could actually say, you know, this is going to be a first row of your single crochets, 2, 4. And why I say 2, 4 is because you've got your cluster, your single crochet, your cluster, your single crochet. 2, 4, all the single crochets alone, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows. And then what you're going to do is you're going to go 6 to 31, you're going to finish with 31 rows until you are done with, and look how pretty this looks, your square. Look how pretty it is. And I'm going to put this across here so you can see. So that's what you're going to do over and over again. You're going to make your cluster row and your single crochet row over and over again until you have 31 rows. And if you look at this, you can actually say that your first row is your single crochet, then you have 2 rows in here because you've got your cluster and your single crochet and your cluster and your single crochet. 2, 4, 5. You've got 5 rows right here, and then you just continue and continue and continue until you've made 31 rows. With all the squares that you make after you're done with this square, isn't that pretty? Look at the, I'll put it this way so you can see. Very, very, very textured. And I'll do the same with this. See how textured it is? Very, very, very textured. And sometimes they don't pop out because they're on the other side. See what I mean? And all you have to do is just very, very textured. Once you're done with your square, like all the squares, and if you look at my tutorials, block 1 part 2 will tell you like all, you finish them all the same way. You're going to make 3 single crochets in each corner of your block and 25 across. So you're going to have 25 single crochets in each side and then 3 single crochets in each corner, and that's how you finish it. 25 in all 4 single crochets in all 4 sides. In each corner you're going to have 3 single crochets until you finish your block. Again, this is block number 16. You can still crochet and start these blocks. If you haven't started them yet, you can still start them because you can make 2 or 3 a day, so you can catch up with us. Or if you decide and you want to just make certain blocks for your Afghan, that's fine too. So this is Maria from Crochet A to Z. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial of the cluster square, or I'd like to call it the cluster popcorn square because it does look like little popcorn kernels. Again, this is Maria from Crochet A to Z. I hope you enjoyed block 16 of crochet. And like I said, crochet along with us. You can crochet and start these. You can crochet and at your own pace. So I don't want you to say, oh my gosh, this is block 16. I'm never going to get caught up. Yes, you will, because you can make at your own pace. You can make 3 or 4 of these a day, several of them in a week, so you can catch up with us. And you're going to just love, love, love the texture of this. See how you go like that and they just pop right out? You're going to love this square. It's just really, really pretty. And I'm going to put it like this so you can see it too. So have a great day. Have a great Thursday night, I hope. Stay warm. Stay cool wherever you are. Stay safe. Love you all. Bye-bye.